Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Hello and welcome. Topic of the session is marketing for a startup. Mr. Arjun Malhotra, the co-founder of HCL Computer and many other ventures, has threw a question to IIT students that what is the most important event in the life cycle of a startup, and he himself aptly answered that it is that time when a customer is bringing out money from his wallet and making payment in exchange for goods or services that is under offer. So, sales is the most important part. If you can sell anything at a profitable price, then you have wonderful business proposition. And to arrive at that point when you are capable of selling something in exchange for profitable money, you have to do a lot of things. I mean, there are a lot of things at the background before you come to that level. You try to understand the pain, you develop a product, then you eventually come up with a competitive value proposition. Eventually customer becomes convinced that your product is offers better value for their money than the competition, and then they purchase. So, marketing management actually is all about identifying potential customers and then converting them into customers, meaning when they actually buy, and then keeping them satisfied so that they come repeatedly and purchase repeatedly. Marketing starts from the time you think of starting a business. So, you identify a pain or pain point in a group of people based on the size of the people who have the same similar kind of pain, whether bringing out or developing a solution will make economic sense. For that you need information, and then you start gathering information about what kind of product that will be liked by the customer. So, marketing starts from there, and then throughout the life cycle, when the company is growing or even when the company is matured, marketing remains as one of the main course of action for any enterprise. Steve Denning, in an article in Forbes magazine wrote, "The best product does not always win, the best marketing does," meaning that even if you develop a best product, but there is no guarantee that it is going to sell. But if you can really do a wonderful marketing, perhaps you can sell anything. So, marketing is relevant at every stage of the life cycle of an enterprise. There are several definitions. There is a social definition. Marketing is a societal process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want through creating, offering and freely exchanging products and services of value with others. There are other definitions. Peter Drucker has said, the aim of marketing is to make selling superfluous, meaning that you do marketing in a manner that customer is absolutely convinced and they are just ready to buy. So, sales people will not have to do anything, they will just come and buy. So, that is the objective of marketing. There are other definitions, one by Philip Kotler, who is the kind of father of textbook on marketing management that is followed by all management schools. Marketing is a process by which companies create value for customers, build a strong customer relationship, then understand changing needs and choices so that they always remain ahead of competition, because they come up with the new product or services that the new demand match the new demand of the customers. They refine and redesign the products or services to meet them, to give customers a sense of higher value, continuously make efforts to create higher value for customers. They build a strong brand by establishing emotional connectivity with customers, create premium brand equity and gain pricing power. Brand gives pricing power because through a strong brand means strong emotional connection with the customer. Customer would ordinarily not like to change from one brand to another. So, once you have a strong brand, you have loyal customers, you can increase the price of your product with the risk of losing the customers. Then create value for stakeholders. Once you have a strong brand, once you have loyal customer following, then you can increase the price to some extent to increase your profit, or you can increase the turnover moving forward, and then eventually you create greater value for your stakeholders. Therefore, goal of marketing is to know who the customers are and then try to understand their aspirations, their behavior, needs, belief, and then what are their expectations, what kind of product they would buy. It helps to discover their persona, and you try to have your own narrative, so that their persona and your narrative resonate, and then they have emotional connectivity with your product, brand and the company. You do marketing to know which of their unique needs and aspirations that you can fulfill, so that you can add features to your product, subtract features from your product, so that you do not have unnecessary frills that will add to the cost. Rather, you add only those that customers are willing or demanding. To discover how to design value proposition to attract them. So, same thing, to attract new customers by promising superior value, to keep customers or current customers happy and help or entice them to attract more customers towards you, so that there is a growing repeat customers. You acquire them by delivering satisfaction. This is something called sales funnel. This shows how you identify a group of people among a heterogeneous population, the group of people who have similar kind of aspiration or similar kind of pain, for which they are really looking for a solution, and you can come up with a solution, or you already have a product and you identify this group of people, and then gradually you try to make them aware about your product, you tell them about the superior value proposition, eventually you make some sales promotion, and they actually take actions, meaning that they actually purchase your product. So, they become customer. At the beginning they are prospect, eventually they become customer. The story does not end there. Actually, once they become customer, if your product delivers more than you promise, they will be excited, super excited, and they will tell the story to others. So, eventually, this is the segment, eventually they will be evangelist for you, they will talk to other people, and then they will get converted into customers. So, you have higher sales moving forward. But then for all these you need strong connectivity. You may make people aware about your value proposition. So, they need to get connected for a long term relationship, so that they become repeat customer. Not only that, they become loyal customer, so that at times of stress, when your input cost goes up, you can actually pass on some of the cost to the customer, and then by raising price, and they will not mind, because they already respect your brand, they have trust on the company. So, eventually you make superior profit irrespective of the market condition. So, brand is very important. Brand contains the message of your value proposition. Brand is a symbol, but then on that symbol people attach, or people identify your company and the promises that you make, that is associated with the name of the brand or the symbol of the brand. So, it actually conveys to the customer that anything that is sold under this brand can be trusted, they deliver more than they promise, and customer will buy that rather than buying products from a competitor. A brand is like a channel of communication. Having a strong brand indicates that you have a group of loyal customers who repeatedly buy your product. Stronger the brand, deeper is the relationship and commitment to your products, and lower is the risk in your business. There will be less attrition of customer. A brand may represent a low cost medium performance product as well. It is not necessary that a brand means best quality product. A brand can cater to the people at the bottom of the pyramid, Maslow's pyramid or economic pyramid. So, suppose you are catering to them. So, there may be a brand that most of them will be associated or identify them as superior value proposition. So, rather than buying another product in the same segment, they will buy your product. Thus, brand represent a promise of certain quality, trust, performance and reliability. And branding is a process of that, building that relationship. The goal is to establish positive impression in the minds of consumer so as to attract and retain loyal customer. Branding needs to deliver values and to communicate it through various marketing media such as advertisement, promotion. We will see that moving forward. This has two components. One is emotional, another is rational. The rational part, that is the tangible, that means the features of the product, the quality, the price, the packaging, the esteem associated with that. Maybe esteem of course is emotional or intangible, mental image, trust, etc. So, that is a brand contains all of that, meaning it may promise a quality, at the same time it may promise some esteem like a superior product, like superior people using them sort of, at the same time maybe trust. It has been proven that many customers become passionate on certain brands, though they cannot make distinction in blind test. You try to test some people with Coke and Pepsi in a blindfolded context, you will find that many of them won't be able to make a distinction, but you ask them which brand they like, they will say either this or that, and they like it strongly because they have built some kind of an emotional attachment with the brand over time. And as we all know that there is a feel good factor associated with our emotion. If we feel that something is good, then our brain actually secrete some hormones. Some of them are something like dopamine. If dopamine secretes, then we feel something is good, and whenever we look at it, we feel this is good. Our brain sends a signal that this is good. Then the more we use them, we feel this is really good, and then more and more dopamine secretes. There are many other hormones, but this is a psychological phenomena and physiological as well. So, if you can really connect with some customers in your segment and then send across positive message, and if they get connected, then more and more they will use your products. Stronger and stronger they will build an emotional relation with the brand. By showing association of celebrities, like people are fans of some celebrities, when those celebrities will be your endorser in advertisement, people will associate your product with the celebrity, and eventually because they like the celebrity, they will like your product, and then you try to deliver more than you promise, miracle will happen. People will never ever leave your brand. For example, Nike associates its product with star athletes. So, there are fans across the world, and then whosoever are fans of those stars, they will prefer to buy Nike over other products. How to build a strong brand? Storytelling is one of the way that you can build a strong brand. Of course, maintaining quality, maintaining trust, ethical standard, then making promise and keeping delivering better than your promise are all necessary, absolutely necessary to build a strong brand. but then how people are going to know about all those values? People will know about it if you can really make a wonderful story, and if the story, the narrative resonate with the persona of the customers, of the type of customers that you are targeting, then there will be a quicker and a stronger bond, and then there will be some kind of virality into it, and people will try to share, try to tell the story to others, and then it will go viral, and then very quickly your brand will emerge as a most sought after brand. So, storytelling has enormous power. It is powerful, it is effective way to make emotional connection and build a lasting relationship with your customer. Design a compelling story, advertise to create awareness, advertise through any media, maybe particularly social media and others. Internet, this digital media is offering wonderful opportunity at low cost. You can actually reach out to a lot of people. So, reach out with your compelling story to a lot of people, and awareness will be created. Then use the story to engage consumers and elicit emotion, to foster loyalty, forging a meaningful relationship that goes far beyond the product and service. Use promotion to call to action with an offer that they cannot refuse. Once they are aware about the product, then you come up with some kind of a discount or some story that, not a story, here you actually really have to offer something like buy one get one free, or say some stimulation, so that if somebody is favorably disposed with this offer, they will immediately go to market and buy, or buy online. So, you have to call to action, so that they take action and purchase. Over deliver on your promise and give unexpected satisfaction. So, they feel excited, so excited that they tell this story in the drawing room, in the office, in the buses where they travel, everywhere. Rather than telling other stories, they will share their experience. People today, nowadays, are more interested in experience. They want to tell people that I am using something that you are not using. So, give them that edge, so that they feel that they have something superior that other people do not. So, you have to tell the story and deliver, and then people will take care of publicity and customer creation, acquisition. A wonderful story it is about Huggies. Huggies was a Canadian company, and they were, when they thought of coming out in the market with a baby diaper, the market was dominated by Pampers, and market meaning they wanted to enter into Canadian hospitals, but in hospital 100% market share was enjoyed by Pampers at that point. So, it was absolutely impossible. When somebody has captured 100% market share, it is very difficult to dislodge them and enter into that segment. But look how they made a story, and how wonderfully that story was connected to all mothers, and then eventually they acquired significant market share in very quick time. How did they do that? They laid their hands on a research paper, or maybe number of papers, where it was evidenced that if you hug a baby, a newborn baby, their vital signs become stabilized very quickly. It builds immune systems, it wards off illness and improve brain development. Not only that, through skin to skin contact, you build a strong bond with the baby, and that bond actually lasts forever, meaning it becomes a everlasting relationship with your baby. So, Huggies actually was advertising, not advertising, they were making people aware that you should hug your baby. Not only that, it became almost like a revolution, because the company educated the hospitals. They even engaged professional huggers, so that if any baby is just lying alone, so that there will be somebody to hug that baby, just to stabilize their vital signs. And eventually mothers who came to know about this story, and who were expecting to deliver babies, they bought Huggies from the market before joining the hospital to deliver. So, Huggies did not have to market, did not have to sell, their story actually sold, and then eventually they captured a significant market share in quick succession. Huggies said no baby should go unhugged, everybody should receive hug, and then they build up their personality, their vital signs, their immunity, etc. Now, if you can really make this kind of a story, it is not always possible, but you have to find out some story that will connect, just like that hug connected with mother sentiment. If you can connect, if you can tell some story that will connect with your customer sentiment, selling will be superfluous. This will be acting as marketing. This is something like content marketing. This is called content marketing. We will discuss that later, but do some content marketing of this kind, and you do not have to really work hard to sell. If you have a strong brand of this kind, brand has a strong equity, meaning the value of a company will go up if they have a strong brand. Why so? Because a strong brand will ensure that the company is going to continue to grow through their existing customer and acquiring new customers, because there is already a huge loyalty of the existing customer, and it will not be difficult to acquire more customers and maintain loyal customer base. So, a strong brand actually gives a huge premium to a company. Look at any of the FMCG company. They have a strong brand, and their valuation in the stock market is very high compared to other brands. Very high in the sense, if their earning per share is say 50 rupees, their share price will be something like 5,000 rupees. Whereas say a bank has 50 rupees earning per share, their price will be something like 500 rupees. It is almost like that kind of a differentiation because of a strong brand. Airbnb is another example, but this is an example on a different context. Airbnb, the full form actually is, or full concept is air, bed and breakfast. So, air, bed and breakfast, how the concept came. 3 students were almost broke. They were at California and they were in the lookout for a job. They did not have a job, but they had hired an accommodation, an apartment. So, one day they were in the bus stop. Somebody asked them about the address of a cheap hotel, because he did not have the money to spend for a regular hotel. But these students did not know where to send him. Then suddenly something occurred to one of them. They said, how about accommodating him in our apartment? So, they bought a air bed, meaning a rubber bed that you can blow with air, and then it becomes a bed. So, they invited this guy that why don't you stay with us and pay us a small rent. So, this guy agreed, and this guy stayed in their room on that air bed, and then in the morning they offered him a wonderful breakfast, and a business was born, and that is how Airbnb started. But they started well. They started in 2008, and then up to 2013 they became a wonderful company. But look what they did after that. In 2013, or from 2008 to 2013, they were acquiring data, gathering data from customers, meaning the holiday makers who are coming for accommodation, and the host who are offering them their home as accommodation. They were gathering data, and they were sifting through the data to understand what experience these people valued the most. As I said, experience matters the most in today's world. Any company that gives customer a wonderful experience, they win. So, they found the word belonging appeared maximum times in their comment, whatever they commented on their experience staying in particular accommodation. And they realized that a sense of belongingness perhaps rings the most important chords in the sentiment of the customer. So, using that data, they rebranded Airbnb altogether new. So, that is how the new logo has come, called Bello or Belay. The logo actually contains several symbols. One is people, meaning their guest, as well as the host, then the place where they stay. Place, actually, if you make a Google search about a location, you get this symbol. Then love, meaning people to people love, the guest and the host, love between guest and the host, that makes the place belonging, meaning you belong everywhere, plus Airbnb. So, everything together became the logo. Airbnb logo becomes below. So, the new slogan became that you belong anywhere. Anywhere in the world you go and you reside in a property of Airbnb, you will feel that this is my house, this is my home. So, that kind of, they train their host, they train, they kind of instigate or educate their guests also to behave properly with the host. Eventually, they make a wonderful relationship. So, what do we learn? We learn from this experience is keep people at your center. Obviously, people means everything. You learn from your own community, they learn from their customers, they learn from their hosts through sifting through the words of their comment. They realize that sense of belongingness, and today that belong anywhere has become such a catchy phrase that becomes so valuable that it catches the fancy of anybody who is thinking of making holiday for them. It is not too late to find your story. So, even though they started in 2008, in 2013 they invented their new story that connects both parties so well. Third is content is the key, meaning they sift through the content, and not only that, they empower or encourage the guests to write a review where there are wonderful reviews, because there are wonderful hosts, and they use them as a content and for advertisement or for educating others about the value proposition that Airbnb is offering, has been offering. So, eventually that is what brand, if people believe they share value with their company, they will stay loyal to the brand. We also learn this from Airbnb. Brand connected strongly and emotionally with large customer base are regarded as high brand equity. Strong brand equity gives pricing power, because they are loyal customer, they will not go anywhere. You want your customer to talk about it everywhere, drawing room, office, kitchen, everywhere. Brand is the container of all the values that you provide to attract people and retain. So, develop a strong brand. If you are really working on a startup, you have to really make a plan about the story and the brand, so that you have a sustainable business. Now, some grammatical thing about brand. Brand is something like a text or a symbol or a combination of the two, and that represents your value, or that is the medium of communication between you and your customer, because your company name may not be known, your co-founder's name may not be known to the customers. They will connect with you through the brand. So, that should be meaningful, simple, attractive, should not be repulsive. Next is public relation. Public relation is very important for creating brand, for connecting customer, for making the story or everything together. Michael Dubin stumbles upon a warehouse full of razor blade, meaning Dubin visited a friend's party where the friend's father-in-law was having a drink with Dubin, and he expressed a problem. He said to Dubin that I have a huge problem. I have 2 warehouses full of blades and I do not know what to do, because these blades are not selling and I cannot dump it anywhere, because that will cause penalty if I dump it anywhere. So, can you suggest something? Dubin said, let me think over. Then he went home. He was kind of ruminating over the idea, and he got an idea. And then he built a 90 seconds video, and that video was so informative, so enticing, and the package that he offered was so attractive that within 48 hours of showing this video in YouTube, 12,000 orders were received. In 2016, Dollar Shaving Club was acquired by Unilever for $1 billion. He got the blades free of cost. What was the package? He said in the video that you pay me only $1 for a month, and I will send you full requirement of your blade throughout the month at your doorstep. You don't have to come anywhere. Just press a button and somebody will be there at the door within certain time, deliver you the blade. And for your requirement of the entire month, where you were spending $20 a month, you have to spend only $1. So, there were many people who were attracted to this idea. Blades were already there in the market. Many people, it was something like a liability for somebody, but look how Dubin has converted that into a wonderful asset, and how he did that through a story. That is what is public relation. You try to connect with the public through some media, through some content. You can see the video at youtube.com, etc. Link is given right here. Dropbox also made the similar kind of a public relation content marketing. What did they do? They actually they approached to investors, but investors did not agree to invest because investors have already invested in more than 100 companies and all of them failed. It is a file sharing website, but then Dropbox was offering something which is superior compared to anybody else, but then nobody paid heed to that. So, a video was made for about a minute or so to demonstrate that this website is different. Here there is no loss of data, and whatever you upload you receive the same thing, and the upload speed and download speed is really fast. So, looking at that, the real demonstration, 10,000 plus sign-ups were there in the first day, and that the rest of that is history. It's a more than unicorn. I think it's maybe $10 billion company today. Warby Parkers, they also did. This is a real public relation story. 4 students joined in a management school. One of them lost his eyeglass, and then 4 of them are thinking that why eyeglasses should be so costly. You lost your eyeglass that was $900, and now buying another one is going to be so painful. Then they realize that this whole market is dominated by a single player. Ray-Ban was one of the brands. So, they realize that eyeglasses are not that costly, but then because there is monopoly of one single company, that is why they are actually charging so premium. So, they thought that this offers a unique proposition for a business. In a market when 80% of the market is dominated by a top of the world brand, and it is very difficult to actually break into that market. But then Warby Parkers came up with a wonderful idea. They were offering, first of all, most of the people that they pitched before, they said people will never buy eyeglasses online. Everybody wants to test eyeglass, and then after testing maybe 10 or 20 pairs they would like to buy. Why should they buy online? But then these people, Warby Parker, had a different idea. They wanted to send 3 selected pairs at home, and then they take responsibility of getting back the 2 pairs that people will not like. And then most of the important thing what happened is, one of their faculty members was connected to one guy in the Vogue, one journalist of Vogue. So, he put across a word that one batch of our students is developing some product, and this is a wonderful product, why don't you write an article in Vogue? And the journalist readily agreed. So, he came, talked to the students and realized this is a wonderful idea. So, he brought out an article dubbing this company as the Netflix of eyewear, and that article generated so many sales that they ran out of inventory. In fact, the company was not prepared to serve that kind of a huge customer base. They thought the company will grow very slowly, etc. Even their website was not optimized. But then the company, the rest of the thing is all history. I think they are more than a unicorn. If all these founders hadn't decided to spread the word about their companies, their value proposition, each in their own way, they may have never become household names as they are today. So, you have to, being an entrepreneur, you have to really come up with your own idea, your own story, your own method of communication with the people that matters, and maybe there will be almost like a rocket propulsion. You just take off and never look behind. Many startups failed, even if they offer great product or groundbreaking service. They fail because they fail to get the word out. You have a wonderful product, nobody knows. How is it going to help? People need to know that you have a wonderful product. So, everything together should be done in a balanced manner. Just not focus on the product per se, focus only on the market is not going to help. What is going to help is doing things in a balanced manner. You may think that if I have a wonderful product, groundbreaking or latest cutting edge, what not. If you are not capable of putting across the word to the right people, it is not going to sell. If it is not going to sell, there is no success. Make no mistake, product market fit is the most important element for success. But the sooner potential customers get to know of the value proposition, higher is the success potential. So, both are important. One is product market fit, the other is creating the awareness. We will continue in the next session, we will end it here. Thank you so much.